Alright guys, welcome. We are here to talk about the new map Abyss. I have a ton of good things to say about this map. We're going to go over Gravnet lineups, ult lineups. We're going to talk about how to use the wall properly. We're going to talk about the drops. This is going to be more of a just basic first day guide. I've only looked at this map for a little bit. I do have a lot of stuff to talk about it with it though. So look forward to that in the rest of this video. I will eventually come back to make a more advanced guide with new ult lineups, what I think are the best ones, what I think are the best Gravnet lineups, how you should be playing this map, so on and so on. But this is just going to be the basics, you know, what we, I mean, this map's only been out for 3 days, but with all that, let's go ahead and get into it. I hope you guys enjoy. If you guys could show your support down below, I would greatly appreciate it. But with all that, let's get into it. All right, so for this, we're going to be starting on the defense half. So let's go ahead and move on to the B site to start off with. Okay, so for the B site, you have a lot of options. And one thing that people are going to really like about this map is that for the general plane of the map, it is almost impossible to not create sound. Some people will probably run to my comments after saying that and say, well, you can jump silently from danger. It's not even that hard. Yes, you are correct. You can jump from here to here and it makes no noise. However, what a lot of people have realized is that this map is very heavy on executing, which means you're gonna have to go fast and you're going to have to make noise, and no one is going to just waltz up and jump up like this. It may happen once in a blue moon, but what I think we should be doing for our sensors to be playing off this, because the wall's funny. You guys might know the boni clip. I might, you know, I'll go ahead and throw it up on screen real quick. It's funny, but it's not very, like, you know, putting the wall here isn't super practical. Only one person can jump out at a time. Their main entrance is only through here. That's all they can get through, besides one person coming this way. So you have a lot of options. You can put a sonic sensor here. I very much recommend that you put the whole sensor out here, just in case a jet like dashes from the middle, or here. Neon runs up. I think Raze would satchel down this way. But if you put your sensor more, as you can see, there's like the blue line that goes across here. You want to keep that on the site and not out here, because isn't going to it's just stunning the air. So I think it's good to put it here, because if you know, if a neon's running up, obviously we're going to be seeing neons a lot more. More than likely, she's not going to be able to make it through that part of the sensor. In fact, I can actually vouch on that. Unless they slide through, she can't make it through, because I have gotten neons on this, because what they typically do is they run out like this and try to like get up against here, because it's a pretty safe spot, because you can swing here and then look at heaven. So this one's pretty good. Only thing is very it can be shot very easily. So if you want a very safe sensor, you can do one like this, where it is quite literally impossible for them to shoot it without falling. The only thing is that if they're somehow this prepared for it, they can jump and turn around and shoot it. But with all that, that's you can, and obviously you can do other versions of this. You can put this one here. You just gotta be careful, because they can shoot it from that side. There's a lot of variation. You could put one on the front and tilt it a little. No, there's nothing wrong with doing any of those. Okay, so one wall that I am going to suggest, and I'll explain it as well. I'm on low graphics. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. As long as you're throwing it in the general area, it should work. You'll notice, you know, little walkway. There's like a little patch of dirt, a bigger patch of dirt, and then you have this really big one. There's a dot right here on the ground. And when you throw it, it's gonna make a wall like this. Can't get past that, can't get past that, blocks off main, and it blocks off this way. So my thought process behind this is, when you run up, there is no way they can scale up to here, obviously, but they can't go into the rest of site. They have to scale up this way, which then you could put, you know, you have your first sensor, and then you could even get one right next to it to stop jets dashing in and neon sliding in, and then you don't have to worry about over here, because yeah, you could throw in a wall like this, but let's say they're all getting delayed by this wall and this neon slash jet is running in. They can, you know, go either way. So that's why I think doing this wall actually isn't too bad of an idea, because we get, you know, if they try to just break that little orb, they still got to get past this one, and they don't have that much access to sight. This person over here has to break this orb and this orb, or they all need to break this big orb. And then if we look at it like this, they can only really break the orb from here. Once they're over here, it's gonna, like, they gotta be very careful that they're actually shooting the top of it. This is actually a really good wall that I just found. So you can shoot it up from here, which is the only downside of it. Solid ult, but you also have to remember that there is gonna be a smoke in the middle of the lane. I think you should be throwing that wall every single time. unless you got something weird going on. That's all I have to say for B site with regarding sound sensors and the wall. I think this is going to be my go-to setup, putting sensor here, because you're going to get a lot of neons and jets who think they're him trying to jump through here and go to the back of site. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys retaking ults from both of the entrances here. We're gonna talk about mid, we're gonna go to A, then we'll flip to attack. Really, the only thing that kind of sucks about Abyss is that we don't have super cool ult lineups, which you guys all know are my thing. What I was able to find was a really safe one. So all you have to do is make sure that, you know, you're kind of safe up here. And so long as you're looking, you know, between like this edge here and like the middle of it, again, the best way to do it is just you kind of get a feeling for it. If you want something specific, you can see the corner of this building right here. I guess just line that up, and you'll see it bounces off the tube and hits default. If they are planting in the corner here, which will probably be a decently common spot, I don't really have too much to say because this is objectively the best plant spot. Yeah, that's what I would say for this one. Again, line up in the back. There's the corner of this building right here. Take it up against the wall. Ults. You can kind of just look anywhere. Just don't look too far right. Actually, you can even look too far right. Yeah, solid ult lineup. Now from this way, you're just going to back up in this corner. You're going to see this yellow bar. You're going to just follow it as best you can all the way to the right. And you'll see it bounces and hits default plant. Another solid one. I really like those two. I just wish we could have had something a little bit cooler. And then obviously, if you want to ult the back here, what I would do is I would pop your ult around the corner and just do that. Honestly, same thing goes for the other way. Pop your ult behind the wall, jump and bounce and to hit that corner, because you can kind of often hear where they're planting. Okay, let's talk about mid. Mid is I think it's becoming some of the big talks of people who like really look at the maps. We as the Deadlock players are probably not going to mess with mid at all. I would only throw a sensor here if you really notice that they're playing through here. I don't think you can. Yeah, I don't think there's any way for you to silent jump that. I would just, what you could do is you could put a sensor here and then have your jet hold this angle, or you could just have jet hold the angle in general. Again, they can't really progress through mid without making some type of noise if someone is watching this, because this makes a ton of noise. It's super loud. You can hear it from a lot of different places. And then if you're coming down this way, again, you're going to run into most likely someone watching mid, whether that's your Reyna or whoever. Again, if you are playing B, you can sacrifice the sensor, since the other one was just adding on top of holding B. So, you know, we have this one here, and then we're throwing our wall on that dot right there. You could totally just sacrifice your other trip to be the mid holder, because it will actually hold mid so long as you have someone watching the right side. Again, I don't think there's anything for us to really be messing around with in mid besides putting that sensor there. Don't put your sensor anywhere else. You can maybe put it on this side if you want to, but it's not going to cover. They're going to make noise here. Well, actually, if you put it up a little and then they jump, that might cause it to pop, but I just wouldn't risk it, and I would just put it here. One clip I did see online was people putting the sensor somewhere around here, and they would run through and jump, and the sensor would pop too fast, and it would cause them to slow down as they jumped. That's pretty much all I have to say for mid. Other people handle mid. This isn't really Deadlock's territory. If you want, you can put this sensor here. It's not bad, but you're going to be risking not having as good of sight protection. So I think it depends on what kind of team you're going against. If you're going against a lurking team, sure, go for it. If you're going against a heavy exec team, do the double sensors on B. So let's go and move on to A. Okay. I'm going to need you guys to hear me out on this A wall here. It's a little bit, so it's inspired from the wall in Locke's video, mixed with elok's whole thing of shooting through that like actual barrier disc. So what you're going to do is there's these hexagons on the floor. You're going to find the ones closest to the edge. You'll notice that there's two that are like way brighter than the rest. You're going to walk up to the left edge of this one and then look up on the railing. That worked, but make sure that you're not standing as close as I was. So let me try that again. Okay. So you'll notice that you can't walk in here. This orb is all the way back here. There's no way to get over this unless you use utility. And then you also have this, where, yes, you can jump around it, and it's not hard at all, but it just creates another level of having to jump around it in general. And you can even combine it with a sensor. So that way, if they do jump around it, you know, sensor goes off, there's no way they're going to be able to break it. And then when this wall goes back down, I'll show you the elok part of it. All right, so with that wall back down again, make sure that you aren't too far. You want to be more left than you are right when you're throwing this wall, so that way you can get this extra wall. If you don't get it, it's no big deal. It still does the main parts. It's just kind of a nice bonus. So here's the elok part. Now, this isn't as good, but you know, you can swing back in here, back and forth between here, or you can just hold really tight like this. No, oh, okay. No, no, that was so cool. That was so cool. Or you can hold to the left like this. You can kind of look underneath and look above to the left. And then all you have to do to back out, I mean, if the jet dashes out or the neon slides out, all you have to do is just back up. That's it. I'm going to put it back up to show you what it looks like from their POV. So walls up. Okay, so bam. And as you can see, like I can barely see, especially with the textures going around. But once you get to the side, obviously you'll be able to see the deadlock more. I think when you're clearing main, when you know, you're kind of like, you know, you're kind of going, and you're kind of, you know, you're checking the top, checking the left, and all that. Great wall. I didn't even mean to find this. I had accidentally thrown it on top of this when I was doing Lock's wall, and it gave me the idea. Lock's wall is also really good. All you have to do is just throw it like that. Blocks here, and it also blocks like getting up close to the site, so you have to like do it more out in the open. I really like this wall. Again, find the hexagons on the floor, then you're just gonna look up at it and make sure that you're not too far back to where it's just gonna glitch through and fall, and not too close to where it's gonna go to the left. So just like that. Solid wall, very much like it. Okay, let's talk sensors. All right, so basic sensors here and here. No reason to really do anything else. You can also just put this one behind this so it can't be shot so easily. Here's the one that everyone probably is gonna do and rave about. Yes, you can put your sensors down here. They're pretty much next to impossible to being shot. If you want to get like really, like, you can be like really weird and creative if you want to do it, like if you want to do something like this, to where it's hidden back here, and when they just start, you know, when they're just pushing in the site, if anybody comes up towards this, they'll get stunned. Not bad to do something just different. You can also do something like this for when they plant. Pretty much putting sensors down in this area is really good, because no one's really going to expect the utility to be down there. There's not really any other like super crazy sensor spots. You can always put one here for if they go mid, when they drop out. You know, they break this door, they're running out, and then they drop to help their team out and they get stunned. It's not bad. It can also just act as a normal trip. You can put a trip here. They're very basic general trips. There isn't really any ceiling trips either, mainly because the verticality of the map is just too high. So yeah, I'm going to show you guys plant denial ults, and then we'll flip to attack. Okay, so plant denial ults, we're just gonna imagine that the door is here, so you're just gonna back up to the door. You're gonna be looking at this electrical box or whatever it is on the wall. And you'll notice that there's this one that's straightforward, and then this one that's tilted a little bit. You'll see that tilted one hits the bridge. As you can see, it pops on the bridge. And you'll see that there's a straight, tilted, and then really tilted. And I think the tilted, just a little bit of tilted one is better because it reaches just a little bit further back. Okay, another one you can do is standing on the ramp. It's kind of hard to see where this wall becomes angled and where it's flat, but this right here is the flat part. And all you do is just bounce it off there. There you go. It hits the main plant. Okay, so from the those are the only two, the one down in the ramp and then the one up on the door to hit bridge and the default plant. For the ones on the other end, this first one, you have to be on danger. People are probably not gonna, it's probably gonna make people nervous doing this. As long as you hold W, you won't get pushed off and you're up against the wall. So if you look over here, there's some triangles on the wall. You're just gonna aim at those and shoot. That's it. It's super easy. It hits the bridge plant. There's going to be a lot of people wanting to plant here. If you see a breach or a Astra on your team, this is where they're planting. Do this ult. Another one. So you're going to notice that there's this sectioned off light, the long light, and another sectioned off one. You're going to back up. I usually look for the first stair. Just going to look up, It's gonna go up, down, and pop. And no, it doesn't get stuck on the tube, so don't worry about that, or the light, whatever it is. But this danger one and this here are pretty much the only two that I have for plant denial. And once again, I mean, you have a ton of places to ult from. There's 4 spots. There's two spots each, 4 spots total. I think Deadlock's going to do really great on this map. I think a lot of the Deadlock players are going to really enjoy this map. She just her kit really thrives on this map with the verticality and having to make noise and it being a very exact map. There's a lot of cool tech. With all that, that's pretty much everything I have to say for defense. You know, we have cool sound sensors, cool plant denials. We have cool walls. Again, you don't have to do all those walls. You can do just basic walls and they will work perfectly fine. Playing aggressive on this map is really good too. Like, so taking your Gravnet in the A main and fighting up with somebody is really good. It's very easy to like you guys meet right here. You have just netted their entire team. It's like a scent aim. It's like a scent B main. So don't be afraid to spend some rounds, like throw your net, have your neon or jet run up, and then put that sensor down. Let them fight, and then you can fight off this sensor. But that's pretty much everything I got to say. Let's go ahead and move on to attack. Okay, so on attack for a site, you guys might have seen in Locke's video. If you guys did, go watch that. If not, you should go support our boy. So I'm in the same area and I'm essentially doing the same exact lineup. I just wanted to change it up a little bit so it covered just a tiny bit more space, because that's just how I like my lineups to be. You don't have to aim perfectly with the corner of this. I just like doing it. You're gonna be looking over here on that corner. And then you're going to take your HUD like this down here and line it up with that. And then you're going to go ahead and jump throw. And it comes down, it pops. The only thing that it doesn't get is this corner. But if anybody's playing this corner, they are already a lunatic because they are exposed from here. Pretty good at getting like ciphers that might be sitting in the back, or honestly, if you're going against the Deadlock, because I've seen a lot of people playing Deadlock on this map, good at catching her too. There is a nade that Locke does to hit the top of site. If I'm correct, it's you just hop down, basically line up in the same exact spot, literally same exact lineup. That's all you do, and then it hits the top here. It doesn't get quite all the way to the left because of the roof. That's just unfortunate. But it's not a bad lineup. If you notice that people are playing on top, I don't think a lot of people are going to play on top. I could totally be wrong about that. It may be like Pearl on B site, but that's pretty much all I have to say for that. I couldn't really find any other like super cool lineups. Because like besides that, you know, you can just throw a net like that to stop people that are up close. There isn't really anything else to line up. But one thing that I did find, you're most likely going to get smoked here a lot. And what you can do is when you get over to the right side, this is kind of just a go for it type of thing. How I line it up is I look at the right side of the vent and I go up to the yellow, and then I just kind of run jump. And you'll see that it drops and the wall goes down. I don't think... No, you can. If you throw it like that, you can get past it, and this can really throw people off if you are playing in a smoke and the door hasn't been opened yet, because these people will not be able to get to you. Does it hurt to throw this wall? I've honestly seen more people come up through this way than in the back. So, and that's all you have to do to wall the back is just, you can throw it from here to there. So, pretty cool, pretty good wall. There are no other wall lineups on this map for attack side. It's just way too big of a map. And if they are a lineup, they're like very general, like just throwing the wall from B into tower, or wall B in the B link. They're very you don't need a lineup. You know how to throw that without it messing up. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys some post plant ults, and then we'll move on to B. All right, post plant ults, my favorite thing of all. You're going to get up into this corner. You're going to look at this barrel. You're going to want it to look like that. Just like the Lotus B one, it bounces off, pops here. Solid ult. Make sure you ask your team to plant here. That's the best. It's okay if they plant here. And then this one is really kind of scary. I'll go ahead and show you guys on the map again. As you can see, if it's just a little bit to the right, it won't really work. For this next one, all you're going to be doing is you're going to be coming back in the main. There is like a little design that runs on the ground here. There's a circle. You're just going to line up in the middle of it. And then you're going to look at the light up here. And you want it to come all the way to the left. You don't want it to go down like that. You want it to bounce like that. And as you can see, it pops So it pops early. So you want to make sure that the bomb is like planted in the middle almost, or like kind of just in this general area. So you want to plant it like right there. And I'll show you guys again what it looks like. You're gonna come back here, sit on this dot, and you'll see easy, super easy lineup. Okay, so I have one more Post Plant ult. This is Elok's. He showed me a different way to do it, but I think if you do it like this, yeah, that hits more of the bridge. So if you just take the bomb and you kind of plant it like there, you can play with you could have the Astra Star for the post plant, and then you just you get as close to the red as you can. You want it to look like that. Yeah, and that'll hit it. Pretty cool. Once it picks them up and brings them up just even a tiny bit, they can't be shot out because they're gonna fall and die. Honestly, this is one of the best ults in the game. I mean, they literally, like, it's a guaranteed death. They cannot, once they are up, they'd have to break them out with like an Odin. Like it'll take too long. They are done. So you could honestly use this in a 2v1 with like no repercussion. Like you don't have to be scared of the other person breaking it out and then them fighting you and you losing. Obviously 2v1 is like one of the best situations for Deadlock, so you could even use this in like a 3v1. Like there's literally, it's so good. It's just a guaranteed kill. But anyway, let's go to move on to the B side. Okay, so for our first Gravnet, we're going to be pushing up against the barrier. And you'll notice this corner of the window here. We're going to be taking our HUD and putting the corner of the long throw on that. And you're just going to jump throw. Now, this one doesn't hit the top left of the corner, but it hits the back. It hits back here, up here, and here. So that is one. The only thing that sucks is that you can't hit back here, but this still is like a very diverse. It gets a lot of things. So same concept above. As you can see, it's literally just not this corner that it won't get. We'll show you guys one real quick that does hit this whole back area. It just doesn't get the top in this area. Okay, and for your other one to hit the entirety of the backside, same idea. We're just gonna roughly sit where the barrier would be, except this time you're gonna be using this corner and putting the same thing. And then as you see, it will land backside. Solid. Two solid, very solid Gravnet lineups. Honestly, a lot better than most maps. Usually the other maps just aren't great Gravnet lineup maps, or like what you net you aren't really able to capitalize off of. So I think these ones you'll be able to really capitalize off of because it lands as you are heavy executing. I don't think there's really one that we're gonna need for the backside. I think someone could be playing up here, but it's very easy. You know, someone could be playing up here, but just to net myself, it's not hard to kind of, you know, just shimmy sham back and take it off. It's not awful. You could find one here. I just personally don't think it's gonna be worth it. But so for walls, obviously, wall here, wall here. There's no reason to do anything crazy. One thing I didn't talk about on A, because it's also an obvious thing here, post plant sensors. You could always do one like here, just in general, because it'll get somebody, you know, coming this way. If they jump out of heaven there, it's good. Obviously, putting one on the bomb is always good. You could, if you don't want somebody pushing you and you want the sensor in a really weird spot, you can put it really low, just enough to where the blue is standing up a little bit. You can put it all the way down there. As you can see, that's way far down there. You can hear the sensor is going to go off. So this is a good sensor for like if someone is defusing the bomb and like, you know, like Jet or Neon is trying to push up for them. That sensor will definitely catch them off guard because they're, I mean, if you literally just walk like, I got to stand here to see it. Like if I hear this noise, I'm gonna be like, dude, where is the sensor at? So yeah, post plant ults, and then I think that's gonna wrap it up for the video. So let me go ahead and show you guys some really cool ults. I did say they were cool. They're kind of a little bit, they're all right. They're not as like cool or unique, or there's just a lot of them and they're very basic. So you're gonna come back in main. You're gonna notice there's this like spider web crack on the wall. You're gonna be lining yourself up with the middle of it. Okay, so after lining up, you're gonna see there's this perfect circle on the wall behind you, and then there's this one next to it that's a little bit more messed up. You're gonna be looking in the middle of that one. as you can see, it's going to bounce off the wall. It's going to hit that default plant. If we planted here, I probably wouldn't go for this ult. I think you need the plant here, but this is where most people are going to plant anyway. It's just you kind of have a lot of options. I wouldn't do it there. This one's not great because it can still be seen. So most people will probably plant here anyway. Just a fair warning. Just be careful that it may not catch them. Then if you're in the same area, if you just poke out a tiny bit, you don't really have to be looking at anything specific. I would just stay as far back as you can. As you can see, that ult goes down, bounces. This one's better if you do have it planted here, but it will work the other way as well. I think the further you get back, the better. Yeah, pretty solid ult. I like this one. I like that it bounces off the top here. It's more unique, more fun. Another ult from Locke's video that I just think is also really good. It's just bouncing it like that. You just hide back here and you just bounce out the corner. It's really good if we plant. You mainly want to use it for planting in the back. You could do it for planting right here, but it's not great, so I probably wouldn't go for it. But yeah. And here's a funny one that we did in a Abyss like match that we were playing. This was eloks. If you just kind of poke out here and you're looking right here, you want to get up as kind of as close as you can. Make sure it looks like that. And you notice it bounces, and what it's going to do is it's going to drag them, and they're going to stay right here. Unless they get pulled back. The only time that I've seen it, they didn't get pulled back. But yeah, they're going to die one way or another. So pretty solid ult. It was really funny to watch in game. And then our last one is up here in the corner. Is as long as you look as far to the left as you can, like this, it will bounce and hit there. Besides that, I don't think I have any other tech there. Again, this is, you know, this is 3 days worth of knowledge. Honestly, this is me. This was my main day of looking, and we found this. I found all the cool walls, the ults I found a few days ago, and then the nets I found in this while doing this video. So with all that, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I hope this video will help for when Abyss comes into the map pool. And again, if you guys could show your support down below, I greatly appreciate it. After this, expect the Sonic Sensor video to finally come out. And then after that, it's most likely going to be a rank grind video. We'll see how the road takes us. But with all that, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for showing up. And I greatly appreciate you guys being here. You guys have a great night, great days. And I will see you next time.